This is the basement. We are going to turn this into a makeshift wood shop, hopefully. Unfortunately, this is below the rafters, so we're gonna have to leave that there. As you can see, cracks in the floor, cracks in the wall, and you can see a little bit of staining here. It stormed last night. Luckily, the whole basement is not flooded, but it normally does. So, what we're gonna do first is use an angle grinder and clean up these cracks, and then we're going to fill it with flex paste, and we will see how it goes. As this is springtime, I'd imagine that we're gonna get many more rains, and so after we fill the cracks, we're gonna paint the wall a very, very light gray, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here's the basement after approximately 2 weeks of work, off and on. You can see we've got much of the floor painted. Still need to go over that again. The black that you're seeing is actually Gorilla Glue water sealant. It didn't work very well. Now I'm trying to cover it up. The steel beams, I painted those. Some turned out okay. The others that were rusted pretty badly still show the pock marks or whatever. But you can see, basement is about half painted. This bit I'm gonna go over one more time so it's a nice solid white. Over here, I still have yet to paint the walls, or most of the walls. I've painted some. I've gotten the floor cleaned up a bit. That's just kind of paint chipping. There's water that sits there. As you can see here, I've gone through multiple different methods of trying to seal up the water in these huge cracks. Back here in the back side, it's actually down here at the bottom where I'm still getting water. Now over here, where the water was leaking in along these cracks here, I've actually been successful in sealing those up, but then I'm still getting a little bit of water down in the cracks. So I'm going to use, I've been using some clear caulking and sealant. By the way, the Flex sealant stuff and the Gorilla patch and seal waterproof stuff, the spray, all that's worthless. So what I'm going to use now, which seems like it is a much better option, is some quick seal caulking. And I've gotten that in white so I don't have to paint over it. And then if you look here at the stairs, yeah, they're a little dirty, but I painted all of them with the exception of one, just so, you know, I haven't gotten around to it yet. And I've painted this steel beam and all this stuff in kind of a light gray, so it contrasts the white walls a little bit. Other than that, got to get back to work and I'm gonna seal up these cracks at the bottom right now because there's been a lot of spring storms and it's just been pouring in water, so I can't do anything with the floor. And then if there's like even a small leak in the wall, it'll just ruin any of the paint. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do that and then get back to painting the floors so I can get a nice thick coat on that. And then once that's done, I'm going to start painting these back walls better. And then we'll go on from there. Okay, you can see here that I've been sort of squishing that caulking into the cracks, and I filled some of the gaps by finger. It's difficult really to tell where the leaks are because, oh, for instance, before I tried to seal everything, the back wall is a good example. Before I sealed everything, I had painted and I had done some sealing stuff, and then the paint ran, and you could see this, or, you know, it ran and you could see like this, black, which was underneath the white because the white was fresh paint and it ran when the water came through. So it's quite difficult to tell exactly where the leaks are, but I'm pretty confident that once I get the ground crack fully caulked and everything, then I'll be able to narrow it down to just a couple of places, if anything. I haven't seen any leaks from any of the walls recently. It's been just from the crack between the wall and the floor. So once we get that done, I think we'll be in business. I have the cracks down below mostly filled. I found sort of a new one here down at the bottom of the chimney. I got it mostly filled, at least where it looked like there would be water leaks. And I think there's one behind the staircase that I have to get to. But at least this will give me a couple of days for it to dry. And then on the day after tomorrow, there's supposed to be rain. So that way I can see where the leaks are and hopefully finish plugging all the leaks. Here's a look at the basement now. I just painted this wall, so it's gonna need a second coat, obviously. Probably not down there, but definitely up here. So, got everything painted. I'm gonna repaint these old window frames so they're white. There's been a new window up here, so obviously it doesn't need to be painted. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm trying to get the show-through black covered up. I have a whole nother can of paint. Still got to get some gray over there by the drain and everything, but and obviously I spilled some paint, but I still have another layer of gray to do. But looking pretty good so far. I have to do under the stairs and this panel. But as you can see, it's much brighter, much better looking. Got all the cobwebs down, everything like that. Stairs are painted, and so it's looking a lot better. Getting a lot of stuff done, making a lot of progress. And so far, it rained today, and I only had one tiny little leak there. So previously, this whole area, all the way here, and then here, and all this over here was filling up with water, and it would take me more than an hour to squeegee, mop, vacuum, everything, and get most of the water. And here it's been raining all day, and there's one tiny little leak. So I think I've done pretty well at sealing everything up. This is where we're currently at. Still have a little bit here to paint. Over there under the stairs, and over here in the corner. I still have a water leaking problem, and I've narrowed it down on this side over here to the chimney. So what I've done, I'm gonna test this out. I've got the waterproof patch and seal Gorilla, but I've got it in white this time. I got smart. I know there's still a leak down there. There's a leak on the chimney. There is a leak along the bottom somewhere here. And there's still, I believe, a small leak over here somewhere. You can see there's a little bit of water. It stormed a few days ago. But anyways, I'm gonna get to work on just spraying the heck out of everything and see what happens the next time it storms. And hopefully we'll have this basement looking way better and finished soon. I finished doing the waterproof sealant from Gorilla, and I've gotten basically almost every inch of where the wall meets the ground. So those were my trouble areas. Also hit up the chimney. It looks like crap, but okay. And got over here, and then got behind the staircase. That's probably a big problem area considering there's just a chunk missing right there, so it's hard to fill. But we'll see how well that does. Once it dries, then I'll go ahead and paint more of the floor. Use the rest of the white paint on the walls, and then see how everything looks. Yeah, so anyways, what I just showed you there kind of shows the amount of coverage you can expect to get from 4 cans of the Gorilla Spray. It's, I believe it's $13 a can. So I've already used maybe 8 or 9 cans. All the black that you see bleeding through, that's from the black that I got, and I just really pulled a stupid move and got black instead of white. I should have gotten white, and then wouldn't have had to paint extra. Anyways, so yeah, that's the progress that I've made on this. Hopefully soon here it'll be all waterproof, white walls, gray floor, and gray stairs. This is where we currently stand on the basement remodel. As you can see, there's yellowing here, and I don't quite understand it because there's no water. Place is actually bone dry, and it's been raining quite a bit, so I'm not quite sure what the yellowing is. And then here you can see this coloring is still coming through, and over here as well. So I got 6 more bottles or cans of the Gorilla Spray. We're gonna do that, and then hopefully that will completely seal everything, and then we can go back through and do the rest of the white paint, and should be done. But as you can see, it's been raining for the past day and a half, and no water. So, done pretty darn good on that front. Cool, so I used about 5.5 of the 6 cans. Got through everything, no yellowing. Looks pretty good. And then probably just go over the floor with one more coat, since there's a couple of drops, and I have a little bit of gray paint left. And then I think we'll be done. Welcome back to my basement restoration. As you can see here, this is the last bit that we have left to paint. Everything else is painted white, gray floors, and no leaks. Still, the only thing I need to do really is just some really minor sweeping. Other than that, let's get this painted, and then I'll show a video with everything completely done. Well, here it is. There's the tools. Looks a whole lot better than it did when I started. So the leaks are all fixed. The walls are all painted. The floors are all painted. Painted this window. Filled in this window over here because it had a huge gap. Cleaned that window, you can even see out of that window. And there it is. Basement redone. Not professional, but number one, it doesn't leak. Number two, a lot of the spiders are gone. Number three, it looks a heck of a lot better. And number four, you can now put a washer and dryer down here and actually spend time down here without standing in a pool of water or having cobwebs all over. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.